Megan Gibson is the star, very strong in the circle. Such a talented athlete. She is leading this team, and she wants it.
She literally took an entire ball club, an entire program on her shoulders and took them to the College World Series.
My team is crazy.
She's being waved in to score. Texas A&M will go on top.
Born and raised, Spring, Texas. I went to Smith Elementary. My grandparents actually lived in Spring as well, so we kind of, I guess, tag teamed between our house and their house growing up. And then I went to DeWitt Middle School. I played volleyball, did basketball. I was just not blessed with height. I'm only 5'7". I started playing actually when I was 4. My first official season, I broke my arm, so I actually never got to play. I had a hot pink cast all the way up to here, broke my throwing arm, I'm right-handed. So that was, I guess, the introductory for me into softball. And after that, I guess I started playing and loved it. When people ask me, like, who were you friends with in high school? I was kind of friends with everybody. Like, there's a bunch of different groups. Obviously, I guess, geared more towards athletes. It is school, but at the same time, it kind of molds you for who you are to become as you get older. We used to pick on Coach Y a lot, and I say that lovingly. Like, we had a really great relationship with her, but we also knew how to push her buttons a little bit to where she'd get mad, but not so overly mad that she just really hated us. Softball was right before lunch period when I went here, which was absolutely terrible if you were sweaty and had to go to class. We would bring our lunch a lot, and there were days where I was like, I really don't want what I brought. And so we would naturally do what any 15, 16, 17-year-old would do. We would order food and get it delivered to the school under Coach Y's name. And they would call it on the speaker, and the first thing she would do is yell at us. I actually think how I coach today is somewhat geared towards some of the things that she taught me and how she coached. A&M was never a dream, I guess you could say, but I always liked it. And so I had, my top 5 schools that I really liked. A&M was obviously in there. Having a conversation with Coach Y about choice of schools at the time. I think I was sitting on her couch in her office, and I asked her, like, how do you know? How do you know you're making the right decision? How do you know, what is the right decision? Walking through that conversation with her was like a realization of, well, I do know. This is where I want to go. A&M wasn't really known as a good softball team then, and that was something that I guess I was really looking for, was a school that I could help make a name for.
Okay, I was gonna elaborate on that.
We were a very close-knit group. Actually, one of my best friends, Amanda Scarborough, we were going to the same school together, which was really cool and really fun. She was our number 1, and I just kind of filled in as I needed to. My senior year, she actually got hurt, had a career-ending injury in her foot. It was kind of like, Megan, this is it. This is you. I had the same conversation with Coach Y. She actually told me, we'll go as far as you want to take us. And so it was kind of like, I don't know, I had a memory of already kind of going through something like that before. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do it again.
Megan Gibson is the star, very strong in the circle. Such a talented athlete. She is leading this team, and she wants it.
We had 14 people on our team. I think we had 11 total healthy. We kind of went against all odds. We all believed in each other, believed in what we could do.
Center coming out to make an unbelievable catch is Jamie Lopez.
You can't ask for a better effort from your outfield.
Texas A&M is moving on to the World Series Finals.
A lot of people didn't expect us to be here, but as a team, we knew we deserved to be here.
Starting the championship series against Arizona State, who didn't have to play 2 games the day before, who got rest, who got to go to bed early. This is what you wait the entire year to do. We didn't get home till 2 a.m. The night before we started the championship series. We had to be at the field at 9:30 for media. We're like, what are we doing? And so we were just tired and gassed, and me specifically, mentally, I was done.
So, I mean, I think as a team, everyone rallied around each other and did a really nice job of, just coming together.
I got drafted number 2 behind the number 1 draft, who was the opposing pitcher of who we lost to in the World Series. We actually were roommates right after they beat us. I ended my career. I always said I'd stop playing if it wasn't fun anymore. And I kind of hit that point, but I also was injured, and so I was just kind of done.
Hi, I'm Megan Gibson. I play for the Tennessee Diamonds, and I'm going to show you my screwball grip.
My mom and my dad were like, "What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And my mom actually told me, I think you'd be a really good coach. And I was like, huh. I never thought I wanted to be a coach. Like getting to see the trials and tribulations and stresses. Coached college for, I think, almost 12 years. I run the softball side of Texas 12. And so I'm the director of operations. And the CEO at the time reached out to me, and we had multiple meetings, multiple phone calls, and I prayed on it a lot. And it just kind of felt like right timing. My knowledge, I guess, in life, in the game, I always try to give to my kids that I directly coach, but just kids in general. My kids, I have an almost 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. I went from, you're Megan Gibson, the All-American, to you're Lakeland's mom very quickly. And I'm like, wow, that kind of hurts. I used to have an identity, and now you're Lakeland's mom.
You see it, stop, put your head on his stop, see it, hit it like you really mean it.
I feel like sport in general teaches you a lot, teaches you failure, teaches you successes, it teaches you hard work, kind of teaches you not to give up. So if you could get involved in sports and stay involved in somehow, I think it'll teach you life lessons in whatever profession or work you decide to get into later in life.